Hello, people. It looks like on the weekend, without the Bitcoin ETFs buying, we're going down a bit. So, we're going to talk about what are some of the best coins to pick up during this dip because it will be a very temporary dip, maybe a couple of weeks at the most, but probably just a few days. And one thing that makes me confident of that is that when Bitcoin plunged to 68.4, which is under 68.4 now, BlackRock bought over 570 million of BTC. So they're buying it up as like crazy as we're dropping. So probably not going to drop for too long. Either way, let's get back to this. Which coins would you actually want to pick up? First of all, I would look at NEAR. Now, we've talked about the NVIDIA conference a lot and how NEAR is going to retrace afterward. It was like $8-9. It's now about 680. I really like NEAR. They are expanding. They have a lot of good stuff going on, and I think they're going to break their all-time high of $20. 675. It might be still a little too high, especially because the Nvidia conference is over, so they might be retracing a little bit more than most coins. I would pick up NEAR at under $6, and I think that's a really good buy-in point. Second one, Fetch AI. I still think they're very positive. As soon as the market picks back up, I think they're going to come back up. We're at negative 15.43% for Fetch AI. That's a pretty big dip. And I think it'll have some really, really good gains once the market comes back up. I think AI basically pumps a lot harder, but it also dumps harder, unfortunately. And Fetch AI, like, it's going to be affected by the market a lot. But with AI being really big for the next forever, basically, I do think Fetch AI has really, really good prospects. Next, I want to talk about AGIX. It's $1.01 right now, down about 12.69%. Same thing with Fetch AI. I do think like the concept of a AI marketplace is really, really attractive to a lot of people. And plus, like, people know that this is one of the old AI coins. I think there's a lot of development behind it. It's a little bit more solid than most of the other AI coins out there. So once I think the market comes back up, I think this will pop a lot, maybe even more than like some of the other AI coins. I am very, very interested in AI altogether. I'm looking to buy some. Still looking for some like small AI coins, but Fetch AI, AGIX, I think I'm a little bit more confident than the other AI coins because I know the project's there, the team's there, should be pretty good. The next one I want to look at is Arbitrum. Now, I would actually give Arbitrum a week or two, but after a week or two, it might be a really, really good time to buy. Remember, Arbitrum just had their big unlock, or is having their big unlock today or tomorrow, and that will flood the market with way more coins. I think they're increasing their supply by something like 70%. So you will actually want to wait on this one, in my opinion. I wouldn't buy it right after the unlock. There's probably going to be a lot of sells, especially if the Bitcoin price is coming down at this point. So I would wait on ARB, but it could be a pretty good pickup once people stop dumping from the new supply release that's coming either today or tomorrow. So I think it's like 16th, 17th that they're unlocking the supply. So I would definitely wait on that. There could be a sudden dump because of the supply unlock. It's only down 7.23 right now, but with such a huge flood of coins coming in, definitely like wait until the tide is over, and that would take maybe a week or two. The next two I want to talk about is Min and Milk. Now those are the Cardano DEXs, and I do think they will do really well. Cardano is supposed to get USDM today. I'm a little bit skeptical about USDM. I'm not really sure how much they'll actually help Cardano per se. I wanted USDC, but obviously there's some kind of weird issue with USDC. Don't really get it. If the issue was decentralization, not really an issue because fiat-based stablecoins are always kind of centralized anyways. So not really an issue much from USDM to USDC. I definitely think that people should look at this because USDM, USDC is getting a lot of liquidity. The top two exchanges on Cardano are still very, very low in terms of market cap, and the multiplier effect could be very high. Once again, I would be more confident if they got USDC over USDM, but USDM should help a bit. Depending on how much supply USDM launches with. USDM also has to get on with a couple of like exchanges, so there's more liquidity there as well. So liquidity is the name of the game. USDM should help that game. So Milk and Muesli Swap, Muesli Swap and Min Swap should be pretty good choices. I'd like to remind you that they don't have that much liquidity, so I don't know if I would buy a lot of them. You're really depending on Cardano to grow a lot. You're really depending on these stable coins to help a lot if you are banking on that, and I'm not really sure how smart that is. But still, I think they're worth like a little bit of a gamble at, maybe a couple $100, maybe $1,000. That could pay off extremely well because, they could go to $1 billion market cap being the main swaps on Cardano if Cardano really, really gets good liquidity. So definitely something you want to take a look at. I also want to mention Orca. Now, Orca, I think, looking at the tokenomics, looking at the supply out, looking at the market cap, I think it's actually a better choice than Radium or Jupiter at this point. And let's be honest, Solana is doing extremely well. PancakeSwap's already pretty big. Orca's not that big anymore. Jupiter obviously is using it because it is aggregating all the DEXs. But I definitely think Orca has a lot of possibility. And because it is Solana, it already is going to have the liquidity. Solana's gaining a lot of popularity, and I think Orca's going along with it. Some people are already saying, like, what's the next thing after Solana? Is BSC and Ethereum Layer 2 just going to melt Solana? No, they're really not. I know a lot of people use Solana for meme coins, but I think they're going to start using it for DeFi as well. Jupiter, as an aggregator, is getting very popular, but Jupiter is already pretty high market cap. Plus, if you look at the price of Jupiter right now, it's actually soared in the last few weeks. So I'm not really sure if I would buy Jupiter, but I think Orca might actually be a better choice for a Solana investment. I think if I were investing in the Solana ecosystem with DEXs, Orca would actually be my choice to go at this point. Now, all these like Solana DEX are pretty high in price right now. They haven't really come down during this dip because Solana has been hot during this dip. I personally think Solana and BSC are taking a little bit of a chunk of Ethereum's market cap, and some of the Ethereum maxis are getting scared, so you're seeing a lot of attacks on social media against Solana, maybe even against BSC, because Binance, BSC, and Solana's ecosystem have gone up a lot, and Ethereum hasn't been doing so hot the last few days. So I think there's a lot of fear in that market. But anyways, I think Orca out of like Orca, Radium, Jupiter is the one I would actually go for. Need to talk about Saucer Swap as well. Hedera just needs to like focus on their DeFi community if they want a lot of price growth. I know they're excited about all the industrial adoption, but I don't think that's going to lead to price growth. But however, I think Saucer Swap has a lot of potential. The leading swap on Hashgraph. I do believe Hedera has all the components to make a very, very successful DeFi ecosystem. They just have to promote it and work on it more. If they continue on the industrial utility stuff, I still think it'll grow during the bull run, just not as much as they should grow during the bull run. And so Hedera, if you look at it, very smart, very fast, very efficient swaps. They got the smart contract down. They got the technology down. They can handle a lot of TPS. There's no reason that Saucer Swap can't actually take off. I think they're one of the better chains to actually handle it. Yes, Hedera is not fully decentralized. The 39 people on the advisory council will always have a lot of decision-making power, but I don't really think that matters too much for investment purposes, honestly. And I think Hedera's structure works fine for like DeFi and appreciating the price of the coin. They just have to concentrate on third-party development, which they're not doing right now, but they are sort of supporting with funds at this point. So I can see a lot of potential for growth in that sector. Next up is QuickSwap. I believe that is the main swap on Polygon. Now, Layer 2 is going to be pretty big because people are always thinking of ways to get off Layer 1. I still just prefer using like Solana, Hedera, or another Layer 1. But, some people don't want to leave Ethereum. Now, the problem with Layer 2 is you want to move from one Layer 2 to another and bridge. It still costs like $10, $20, and that's when G-Way is cheap. I mean, that's when Ethereum fees are cheap. So not exactly a ringing endorsement. But either way, if you stay on Polygon, which I think some people are inclined to do, you will actually be able to get pretty cheap transactions. Denkin did help layer 2 fees. It just didn't do anything for layer 1 fees, which is the main problem with Ethereum anyways at this point. But either way, I think QuickSwap will grow. I think people will be more and more siloed into these layer 2s as the layer 1 becomes just increasingly unusable for Ethereum. So like some of these layer 2 solutions, especially Polygon, who's been around for a long time, should actually fare very, very well with that fact. Last one I want to mention is Ref Finance, not Reef Finance, REF Finance. And that is, I think, the biggest swap on Near. Now, it doesn't have much liquidity right now. And I don't know what the circulating supply is on CMC. It didn't really say. But the fully diluted market cap, I think, is only $40 million or so, and that's pretty small. Near is coming up. It might take it a while. Once again, you might want to wait a little while before buying this stuff because Near will probably retrace after the whole NVIDIA thing. And if Near retraces, the ecosystem will probably retrace. Now, I think it'll come back very, very strong. It just might retrace over the next couple of days, basically, especially when Bitcoin is going down. So I might hold off a little bit before buying Ref Finance, but I think like over mid-long term, it's actually a decent buy. It's a risky buy, but it's a very, very good buy, I would guess, because if Near comes up, this is going to skyrocket as well. And Near does actually focus on its development community. So REF Finance, definitely worth looking at in this bear market. All right, I hope you enjoyed this segment. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you guys later.